Hey, I'm James. I'm part of the workforce team at Solar One. We train individuals in buildings and in construction with a green education focus. So, greener construction practices like building retrofitting, energy efficiency, and lighting, and boiler systems, stuff like that. Pre-COVID, our training was half classroom and half hands-on. At our facility, we have dedicated areas for lecture, for classroom, and dedicated areas for where the actual hands-on instruction takes place. We will expose students to the tools and materials they need to get the job done. Some students work better with their hands, especially when you're trying to teach how to build something, how to wire something. You kind of need the hands-on experience. So of course, ever since the pandemic and the shutdown, we've had to get really creative on how we continue educating. So the challenge is, how do you teach something that was hands-on and make that virtual and still effective? And there were some challenges that some of which were obvious, some of which we did not see coming. Some of the challenges that are not as expected or obvious are things like your household internet connection. Can it support video conferencing with a bunch of people online? And of course, the vice versa. What about the students that are trying to connect to us? Is there a learning curve to the video conferencing software that they have to use, like Zoom, for example? Can they use that on their phones, or do they need a computer? Can they see something that's supposed to be meant for a big giant projection onto a very, very small screen? And so you start thinking about things like that, like just the visual. Should most of your backgrounds be black with white text? You know, these little nuances that we did not see coming, let alone the obvious challenges of using animations, using videos to try our best to demonstrate what we are talking about. And so far, it has been interesting. We've still been able to hold exams. We learned how to do that online and how to do it effectively, given the big risk of just doing something on the internet. So there's been a lot that we've learned. There's been a lot of things that we've adapted to. Learning how to use Zoom more carefully, learning how to present media and use media more along with presentations. So we've been stepping up our game in our way of doing education. And it's been an interesting challenge.